sir.
Sure is.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yep, so given that you just came off this victory, first of all, we appreciate you joining us and taking the time after this match. Considering the technical difficulties we had, it didn't take us nearly as long as we thought, so we thank you for hanging with us and continuing to be available, even though it went a little longer. But going into this match, how confident was your team entering it?
We were very confident because I haven't really heard of 440 gaming before. I don't know if anyone else on the team had. So yeah, we were fairly confident to be going for like a 4-1 or even a 4-0. Didn't end up going that well, but yeah, those are thoughts going into it.
So, what factors did you consider when you were thinking about your player lineup here? You said that you weren't super worried, but obviously you had to make some decisions on when to play players. So, what went into that?
Mostly just what player wants what map. I mean, in terms of people readily available, we have a roster of about 11 to 12 players, but we only have maybe like 7 or 8 who are actually probably actively wanting to play things like this. I'd say so it's just more so a matter of who likes what map, and there's a good variety of maps in this team league, so it's kind of yeah, it's basically what it comes down to, is who's comfortable on what map.
Cool.
In any matchup, because you obviously don't know who they're going to send out.
Sure.
Yeah, and I'm just going to insert something here. How do you feel about the change? Do you think that benefits your team, that you don't know the lineup going into it, and everyone hits that button and sees the lineup all at the same time, or do you feel that benefits your team?
I don't know. I mean, obviously that's the fair way to do it. Like, I don't know how else you do it for Pro League format specifically, but no, yeah, the blind picks can be interesting. If you put more thought into it, where you're thinking, okay, well, what race is good on this map, and then you try and predict what race they're going to send and pick what race, a player who would be good against that race, and you can kind of delve deeper into it like that. But we don't really go that deep. We just kind of pick who's good on what map, who likes what map.
Fair enough. And at this point, we're moving into week number 3. We've seen a few matches and how they've gone down. And seeing that, how do you feel moving forward into the rest of the tournament?
Pretty good. I mean, we've won the first 2 weeks. Each match has gone not as smoothly as we would have liked. Week 1 was against Gravity, which was obviously a tough opponent. And we narrowly won that 4-3. This week 4-2. So maybe hoping to not leave it so close next week. Yeah, I think we're in a fairly good position going forward to stay near the top of the pack. I don't know exactly how many teams, where you have to stand to go to the playoffs or whatever, but obviously winning the first 2 matches fairly good so far.
Definitely can't hurt. So you mentioned that Gravity was a little bit of a difficult opponent. Looking at the rosters of the teams that are participating in the tournament, are there any specific teams that you're worried about going up against?
Well, just looking at the list of teams, obviously there's Complexity, being one of the top teams. Clarity, another strong team. Chaos Latin Gamers, I think they have a few good players. Killing Spree, I know they got Jig, I don't know who else they have. So there's a number of good teams like that. Also Dust, I don't know where their roster stands nowadays. Demos is another strong team. I thought they got kicked out of the league, though.
Yeah, I think they actually dropped.
Okay, they're still on the list,
of the 2.
But yeah, I think they're actually been disqualified, so I guess not them. But yeah, there's a I guess mainly, clarity and complexity are the two teams that stand out. Just looking at this list here, as overall strong teams, but there's again a number of good teams like Team Killing Spree. They have Jig, I think, who's a strong Canadian Zerg. I don't know who else they have though, but yeah, that's basically it.
Cool. Just before we wrap up here, like we said, we appreciate you joining us and giving us your thoughts on these matches. It's always fun to talk to the team managers and get the behind the scenes of what goes on. We just want to give you a quick opportunity for any shout-outs you may have.
Shoutouts. Make sure to follow Root Seed on Twitter @RootForSeed to see, that account will usually tweet out whenever we're playing in something or players are streaming, whatnot. Shout out to main sponsors TT Esports and Twitch, of course, and the players who didn't drop the ball this week, like me and Baldwin did in this particular match.
But they were good games.
Yeah. Sort of.
Well, once again, we thank you for joining us this evening, and thanks for participating in the league. We look forward to casting you again in the future.
Okay, thanks for having me. Thanks for the good cast.
Thanks. We'll talk to you later.
Okay, see ya.
Well, we do appreciate the manager of Root Seed joining us this evening for some quick follow-on. We will always try and have the manager of the winning team available. Usually they are, which we do super-duper appreciate because that gives a nice, interesting angle of behind the scenes.
For certain, but I think that's just about it for us tonight, isn't it?
It is absolutely... Whoa, hello, Skype. You're huge. Look at that. Your face is very large. So as Gallegation said, that is going to wrap up our cast for this evening. We appreciate you joining us, the 30 of you that managed to avoid watching WCSNA, apparently. But if you are out there, do, again, take a second to follow our sponsor, Mythologic. We appreciate them in supporting SC2CTL this season. Also, follow at SC2CTL to keep up to date on programming. We are your casters, Wingnut SC and Gallegation. We appreciate you joining us this evening, and we'll see you next time.
Thursday, 8 p.m.
Yes.